All right, let's just jump right into this explainer. I want you to picture this. It's late at night in a Security Operations Center, or SOC. You've got a completely fatigued security engineer sitting there, staring at screens, basically drowning in an endless sea of flashing red alerts. And let's be real, most of them are false alarms. It's a scenario that has completely defined the cybersecurity industry for years. But today? Well, today we're looking at a radical shift in how this whole story plays out, and it's all being driven by the emergence of AI agents. We're going to explore exactly how these autonomous systems are completely redefining the architecture of enterprise cybersecurity. For decades, cybersecurity was, at its core, humans fighting hackers. But now, AI is stepping up to guard the network entirely on its own. Contrast that totally exhausting human effort we just pictured with the sudden autonomous intervention of an AI agent. Instead of an engineer frantically analyzing data and typing away, an AI agent can just seamlessly correlate logs, block a malicious IP address, and isolate a compromised host, all automatically. No human keystrokes required. It's a massive, fundamental shift from human-driven defense to true machine-driven autonomy.
For a long time, we've been trapped in this really vicious cycle of tool stacking. Companies genuinely thought that just buying more equipment was the silver bullet to keep them safe. But the reality, it's pretty wild. A typical SOC gets slammed with like 50,000 raw events every single day. 50,000! Those eventually filter down to about 5,000 alerts, but out of all that noise, maybe only 100 are actual critical incidents. So tool stacking absolutely doesn't make you safer. It just buries the real, dangerous threats under mountains of digital noise. Honestly, it's worse than finding a needle in a haystack. It's like trying to find a needle in a stack of needles.
So, here's the real kicker. Our reaction time is fundamentally broken. When an anomaly is discovered at minute zero, this incredibly sluggish, human-driven process kicks off. We're talking manual analysis, filing support tickets, tracking down administrators, and of course, scheduling meetings. It can easily take an enterprise 3 hours just to begin actively handling the problem. But meanwhile, a hacker only needs about 10 minutes to complete their lateral movement across your network. We are literally bringing human speed to a machine fight. And to make matters worse, compounding this sluggishness is the massive information silo crisis. It's not that we lack tools, it's that these tools operate as completely isolated islands of information. They simply do not speak the same language. Your firewall can't read your endpoint detection and response, or EDR data. Your EDR totally ignores what's happening in your cloud environments, and your cloud security, well, it completely misses internal network scans. Everything is disconnected, leaving these massive, glaring blind spots. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is an AI agent, right? Because when most of us hear AI, we instantly picture a chatbot answering trivia questions or writing an email. But an agent is so far beyond that. It's a fully autonomous entity. It's capable of independently observing its environments, analyzing data, making complex decisions, and actually executing tasks. It doesn't just sit there and suggest a fix. It goes out and implements the mission on its own. This immense capability builds into what's basically an autonomous operational loop. Just think of it as a tireless 24/7 SOC analyst. Step 1 is perception. It's constantly ingesting everything: system logs, network packets, cloud APIs. Step 2 is reasoning, analyzing all that data for abnormal behavior and context. Step 3 is decision, formulating a very specific defense strategy. And finally, step 4 is action, actually executing the fix automatically. It is a continuous, closed-loop system that never sleeps and literally never misses an anomaly. All of this brings us to a total paradigm shift across the entire enterprise security stack. The autonomous security revolution is definitely not just a buzzword. It's a fundamental restructuring of exactly how we defend our digital assets. It changes everything, from the core operations center all the way out to the absolute edge of the network. So let's break down exactly how this revolution transforms the main pillars of our cybersecurity architecture.
Let's look at the Security Operations Center first. The traditional SOC relies heavily on manual operations, humans painstakingly hunting for anomalies and constantly writing up tickets. But the autonomous SOC? It completely changes the game. And the biggest shift isn't just that humans get better dashboards to see threats faster. It's that the AI autonomously handles the entire threat lifecycle. If it detects suspicious PowerShell activity, it doesn't just ping you with an alert. It directly closes the compromised account, isolates the endpoint, blocks the IP, and even generates the report for you. And you see this evolution incredibly clearly when we talk about endpoint defense. Traditional EDR relies heavily on static signatures. It basically looks at a file and says, oh, this matches the signature for Mimikatz, so I'll flag it. But AI behavioral security steps back and looks at the much bigger picture. It doesn't just hunt for known bad files, it analyzes real-time behavioral context. It's smart enough to say, the way this unknown process is acting looks exactly like credential dumping. It actually understands the real attack path, not just a static list of old threats. Now, when we move over to the cloud, this shift is absolutely critical. Human tracking is virtually impossible in environments where Kubernetes containers are constantly being created and destroyed in a matter of seconds. But this is where the self-healing architecture comes in. AI agents automatically check identity and access management, or IAM, permissions. They monitor for abnormal API calls, and they instantly fix misconfigurations the second they happen. It's effectively letting the cloud infrastructure heal itself. Even out at the network edge, things are changing so drastically. We're officially moving away from rule-based firewalls holding these static defense postures, where you just set the rules and forget about them. Instead, AI agents are performing real-time analysis of east-west traffic, which is that internal lateral movement inside your network, along with application protocols and user behavior. They are dynamically evolving your defenses, quite literally writing and implementing brand new firewall rules in real time as the network environment changes. Okay, so this all sounds amazing, right? But just as we start to feel a sense of security with our powerful new autonomous defenses, we hit a terrifying complication. Hackers are evolving too. They absolutely aren't just sitting by while we upgrade our defenses. They're actively leveraging the exact same technologies to upgrade their offenses. And this brings us to the true threat landscape of the future. It's no longer humans versus AI. It's red AI versus blue AI. Hackers are weaponizing their very own automated agents to launch relentless, self-adapting attacks. We're talking fully automated penetration testing, dynamic social engineering at massive scale, and instant vulnerability exploitation. And on our side, the blue AI is fighting back with automated defense, dynamic patching, and real-time isolation. It's machine versus machine. Because of this AI versus AI dynamic, the speed of cyber warfare shifts so drastically. It's no longer measured in hours or even minutes. It accelerates to milliseconds. By the time a human analyst even blinks, the battle is literally already over. It's kind of like trying to finish a marathon before the starting gun even echoes. A human simply cannot click a mouse or process information fast enough to intervene in a battle being fought in thousandths of a second. Which brings us to a really harsh, unavoidable reality. Only AI can fight AI. Enterprise leaders are quickly waking up to the fact that human speed is simply irrelevant on this new digital battlefield. I mean, if your adversary is using an autonomous AI agent to breach your network and you're relying on humans to file support tickets and schedule a response meeting, yeah, you've already lost. So naturally, this rapid escalation and this massive shift to machine speed warfare brings up the ultimate question for every single security professional watching this explainer right now. Will humans be replaced? It's a completely valid fear, especially when you hear that humans are just too slow to participate in the actual tactical fight. Well, let's break this down because the nuance is absolutely key here to alleviate those fears. AI is going to replace things, yes, for sure, but it's mainly replacing the exhausting, repetitive busy work. Reading endless logs, analyzing basic alerts, categorizing standard incidents. That's machine work now. Humans, however, retain the really high-level intellectual work. We're talking risk assessment, complex threat modeling, architecture design, and overarching security strategy. So the main takeaway here is this. The strongest engineer of the future isn't the one who types commands the fastest. It's the one who best commands the AI. Your role isn't disappearing at all. Actually, scratch that. It's being elevated. You are transitioning from a manual, keyboard-bound typist into a tactical commander. You'll be orchestrating and guiding a highly capable fleet of digital defenders. We are rapidly moving toward a reality where enterprise architecture is defined by a network of thinking, collaborating, self-defending AI agents. The future is no longer just a pile of disconnected equipment flashing warnings at tired analysts sitting in a dark room. No, it is a unified, highly intelligent ecosystem that has already begun to take over the background operations of our digital cities, actively keeping them safe while we get to focus on the road ahead. So as we wrap up this explainer on how AI is completely redefining the cybersecurity world, I want to leave you with one final thought. The technology is here, the architecture is completely changing, and the speed of the game has fundamentally shifted. The only question left is for you. Are you ready to stop typing commands and start commanding AI? Let that sink in and keep learning.